Ministers. 8,824 cases of integrity before the Iraqi courts.
Irak prim-minister Adel Abdul Mahdi, 24.
August 2019, 6:33 p.m. Baghdad. The Supreme Council for Combating Corruption held its 17th session under the chairmanship of Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi to review the latest developments, especially with regard to the measures taken in the field of combating corruption by the executive, judicial and supervisory authorities, and follow up the implementation of the recommendations approved by the Council and implement them according to competence. A statement by the Information Office of the Prime Minister that the Council reviewed the statistics provided by the Supreme Judicial Council include the integrity cases before the courts before the competent number of 824 cases across Iraq and completed 5,847 cases of all courts. The Council stressed the need to assign the judiciary and enable judges to perform their tasks, especially those related to issues of integrity with the need to resolve quickly. The statement added that the Council discussed a number of topics on the agenda, noting that the Prime Minister directed the need for the commitment of the Ministry of Oil to implement the recommendations on the file of oil smuggling and the timetable set for this purpose with the follow-up of executive procedures to ensure the elimination of corruption systems in the file oil. The Council reviewed the draft Memorandum of Understanding with the Iranian side on the file of combating drugs and integrated measures that are in the interest of both countries. The Prime Minister instructed the relevant authorities to prepare a comprehensive study that includes the aspects of combating drugs, empowering the working cadres, providing equipment and tools, as well as making this draft a basis for concluding further agreements with neighboring and regional countries, as well as bilateral agreements with different countries, and the need to finalize the final draft urgently and sign these agreements. The Council also discussed the report of the Integrity Commission on companies operating in the field of customs clearance at border ports that did not meet the legal requirements and directed the Council to take legal procedures and hold accountable all violators and those involved in this aspect. The Cabinet discussed a set of steps and procedures that enhance transparency and protect public money, which directed the Prime Minister to present them to the concerned parties and complete their requirements in order to be adopted and announced and obliging government institutions to implement as far as they are concerned. The Supreme Council for Combating Corruption welcomed the attitudes of MPs and their initiatives to provide the necessary documents and evidence to enable the supervisory and judicial authorities and support them in the performance of their work. Control of the completion of its work. Kurdish deputy. 3 tough sanctions await Kurdistan if it does not comply with the conditions of Baghdad. August 25, 2019 MP for the Future Movement Sarkit Shamseldin, Sunday, from the non-compliance of the Kurdistan regional government with the conditions and directives of the central government in Baghdad, indicating that there will be 3 sanctions in the event of non-compliance. Shamseldin said in a statement to the Information that the Kurdistan region, if it does not comply with the conditions and directives of the central government in Baghdad, will face a scenario similar to what happened in the previous government of the closure of airports and budget cuts and salaries, as well as the closure of the outlets of the region. Shamseddin added, Kurdistan has a golden opportunity towards joint relations with Baghdad, and therefore their failure to abide by the conditions of the central government will expose the region to the consequences of serious and ominous consequences. Iraqi Foreign Minister meets British Ambassador and U.S. Chargé d'Affaires. August 25, 2019. Baghdad Al-Ghad Press. Foreign Minister Mohammed Al-Hakim met Sunday with British Ambassador John Wilkes and U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Eugene Mueller. A statement issued by the ministry said that the parties discussed achieving security and peace in the region, and Iraq's commitment to conclude its relations on the principle of activating interests and facing common risks. Hakim stressed that Iraq is willing to maintain the strategic nature of relations, where it can play a pivotal and essential role in supporting stability in the Middle East. He also pointed to the challenges facing the region at this stage, and the importance of adopting the language of calm and the principle of non-interference, while providing a comprehensive overview of the developments in Iraq and the region, and the importance of achieving cooperation in the light of the challenges it faces to support stability.